In favor of giving the government 6.352 trillion pesos of national budget for next year, while 3 Makabayan bloc representatives voted against the bill. Part of the approved proposal is a 733 million peso budget for the office of the vice president. Now, their proposed budget was slashed by 1.29 billion pesos from its initial 2 billion peso proposal after Vice President Sara Duterte snubbed the lower chamber's hearings. Their budget sponsor, Congressman Zia Alonto Adyong, even admitted the hard time he experienced defending the office.
It's kind of frustrating, to be honest. It would have been easier for me, to be honest, to sponsor the budget of the OVP had they been so cooperative. No? I personally have my own concerns, concerns that I would like to be clarified with.
House Speaker Martin Romualdez noted that the OVP's budget is almost the same as the budget during former Vice President Leni Robredo's term. Now, some lawmakers propose to further decrease the OVP's budget and even giving a zero budget for skipping the hearings. But Romualdez insisted that the OVP still needs a budget to give service to the public. Now, a bombshell allegation claims that Vice President Sara Duterte handed out money, possibly as a bribe, to a former DepEd official. Marian Enriquez with that report.
Once again, Vice President Sara Duterte did not show up to the second hearing of the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability regarding the expenditures of the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education. The OVP also did not send any authorized representative. Instead, Duterte sent a letter to Committee Chairman Joel Chua. The Vice President made 4 key points. One of her points, she claimed that the investigation was based on unfounded allegations stemming from the privileged speech of Manila Representative Rolando Valeriano. Valeriano doubted the reported beneficiaries of the OVP's programs, something Duterte said could be verified through their submitted 2025 budget proposal and COA reports. She emphasized that the hearing was unnecessary. In Congressman Chua's opening statement, he outlined the large amounts in question by COA regarding the OVP's use of its confidential funds. The 73 million pesos spent in 2022, there was issued a notice of disallowance this year, and the 164 million pesos from 2023 also flagged by COA. Chua stressed that the funds in question were significant and may have been improperly used, potentially constituting plunder.
I must stress at this point that the sheer vastness of these potentially misused funds sets this matter apart from other instances of irregularity and disallowance. These amounts easily surpass the threshold for the crime of plunder under our laws.
Later on, former DepEd Undersecretary Gloria Mercado gave a damning testimony. She claimed the Vice President's staff gave her wads of cash every month, the implication being they could be bribes since she was at that time the head of the procurement department of the DepEd. As head of procurement, she also had to sign checks related to confidential funds. In any case, Mercado said she received 9 envelopes in total from February until September 2023, which amounted to 450,000 pesos. All of these were handed to her by ASEC Sunshine Fajarda, who claimed that the funds came directly from Vice President Sara Duterte. Batangas Representative Jervil Luistro asked why she only started receiving such checks after she became head of procurement.
Why were you so uncomfortable with the envelope when you believe that that is just an allowance?
I'm 40 years in government to protect that name. Self-made po kami. I come from Samar.
The reason why you are considering all these concerns is because you believe that the envelope is a bribe. Do you agree? Yes or no, ma'am?
It's kind of harsh word to use, bribe, because if
Or should I say,
Oh,
it is a means to influence your decision being the hope?
It could be.
Mercado added that she was forced to resign from her position in October 2023 after she objected to what seemed like cheating in the bidding process for the DepEd computerization program. She said she insisted that procurement rules should be followed when former OVP spokesperson and DepEd ASEC Ron Munsayak suggested that the bidders should just discuss among themselves to avoid wasting the 2023 funds. However, Munsayak immediately responded to this.
Parang sinabi ko, mag-decide na kayo kung i-re-rebid nyo yan. Kasi kung i-re-rebid nyo yan, aabot pa yan, hindi masasayang yung 2022 funds. So I remember that, Your Honor. Ang tanong ko lang ho, ba't naman ho ako mag-uutos ng illegal sa isang USEC na head of procuring entity na may mga kasamang tao na hindi ko man lang kilala?
For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Well, Vice President Sara Duterte, for her part, denied the allegations against her by former Education Undersecretary Gloria Mercado. The Vice President told Mercado that she should present her evidence first before alleging that she gave 50,000 pesos every month to the former Undersecretary. She added that Mercado's accusations are probably diversionary tactics done by other lawmakers. VP Sara also said that Mercado was let go by DepEd due to loss of trust and confidence in her.
Ang una niyang ginawa, nag-solicit siya ng 16 million pesos sa isang kumpanya on paper using my name without any authorization from the Department of Education. Pangalawa, noong nag-school visit ako sa Cebu, merong lumapit sa akin na teacher. Sabi niya sa akin, Inday Sara, masakit sa loob namin. Pinakwento ko siya. And then it turned out, ang HR mismo ng Department of Education, our Undersecretary, took a teacher item from Region 7, ginawa niyang executive assistant.
We'll be back with more stories after this break. Keep it here on One News. Welcome back. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, Senators Mig Zubiri and Alan Peter Cayetano traded barbs over a resolution seeking the inclusion of enlisted Embo barangays in the Taguig and Pateros legislative districts. Cayetano wanted the Senate to approve it immediately, but Zubiri was pushing to defer it. According to Zubiri, the resolution was not part of the Senate's agenda for the plenary session on Tuesday. And in business world, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas could slash rates by 50 basis points more this year. BSP Governor Eli Remolona Jr. says the Monetary Board could implement 2 more rate cuts at its next 2 meetings scheduled for October 17 and December 19. And going back to the Senate President Cheese Escudero brushed off the rumors of a coup against him. Meanwhile, Senators Mig Zubiri and Alan Peter Cayetano settled their beef after emotionally confronting each other on the Senate floor. Mobile Journal, Julie Baiza with that report.
All of these allegations about a coup are mere rumors until they become reality. So I throw the question back at you. If it is not yet reality at this point in time, then it is a rumor.
This is Senate President Cheese Escudero's response to reports of a rumored attempt to oust him. Escudero said that he does not comment on rumors as he does not want to be quoted reacting to something that has no basis. The Senate President also said that they are serving at the pleasure of the majority.
It is a known fact and understood fact by all. So it's not a question of securing it, it's a question of simply doing your job on a daily basis until and while you enjoy the confidence of the majority.
Earlier this week, rumors of a Senate coup surfaced anew after Senate Pro Tempore Jinggoy Estrada dismissed speculations that Escudero would be replaced as head of the upper chamber. Meanwhile, Escudero said that a heated argument between Senators Mig Zubiri and Alan Peter Cayetano was just a result of their emotions.
Members of the Senate, very much like members of Congress, are very passionate about their respective advocacies. And it's quite human and natural for them to be emotional in regard to these advocacies.
He mentioned that the 2 senators were immediately able to patch it up and resolve their differences. The Senate President also does not see any need to impose disciplinary actions to his colleagues.
Wala akong nakikitang rason o dahilan para gawin yon dahil gaya na nasabi ko, tao lamang naman na minsan ay lumalabas yung bugso ng damdamin kaugnay sa kanilang mga paniniwala.
The 2 senators were recorded trading barbs over a resolution regarding the 10 Embo barangays. Zubiri earlier said that the incident was just a misunderstanding. Mobile Journal Julie Baiza, We Are One News.
Now in the UAAP, the De La Salle Green Archers defeated the FEU Tamaraos on Wednesday 68-62. Kevin Kiambao barely missed a triple-double with 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists, while Michael Phillips registered 13 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. The Green Archers had to make a quick pivot after losing to the University of the East several days ago. And in the PBA, the Rain or Shine Elasta Painters clinched Game 1 of their best-of-5 PBA Governors Cup quarterfinal series after escaping the Magnolia Hotshots. Donard Clarito's free throws in the game's last 3 seconds established Rain or Shine's 4-point lead. Now, Magnolia's guard Paul Lee attempted to score at the 4-point line, but it was unsuccessful as time expired. Final score there, 109-105. But before this, the TNT Tropang Giga drew first blood against NLEX Road Warriors in their own quarterfinal series. Ronde Hollis Jefferson emerged as the best player of the game after firing 45 points for TNT. Final score, 107-102. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.